Sorry about that. I didn't know it was quiet. Can you hear me now? Sorry, it's because I turned on one thing and then I didn't turn on the other. Okay, so welcome to the live. Let me know if you want to be drawing the background for this drawing because we've been working on it for a while, or if we just want to finish the car and be done with it. If just letting you know, I'm planning on doing a challenge giveaway on the Facebook group. So what that would be is I would post a challenge every week, and then you do about 50% of those challenges, and then you'll be entered into a draw to win a cash prize. So if you're not part of that Facebook group, please join now. If you do not have the app and would like to try the app for free for a year, which is the Vinci Eye App, which I'm going to show you here soon, there is a promo code in the description in the description there's a promo code for iOS. If you don't have an iOS, give me a second. If you don't have an iOS and it's an Android, please email me and I will give you a promo code for that. And each promo code is one-time use only, personal for each person. So that's why I can't just post it in the description. I am here to show you how the app works. If you have any questions during the live, I will be gladly to show you and answer your questions. The type of artwork that I'm really good at is portrait and pencil work, but I am open to doing different things like still lifes or whatever. Pet portraits, landscapes. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm also more than happy to get you started on any other medium like chalk pastel, painting, charcoal. Like I'm more than happy to get you started, but I am highly skilled in pencil and portrait work. What else? I think that's it. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to go back into a project that you've already started. So that, yeah. Anyways. So when you open the app, you'll see this as your front page. Might be a different picture every day because it's a daily inspiration. You press the little projects button that looks like a bookmark. And then you scroll down to where you want to be, open that up. And because we are using the AR mode, which is connected to this scribbly thing, it will automatically realign no matter what position your phone is compared to your drawing surface. So this is really good for multi-projects like this has been. Hey, I have had issues getting on YouTube. I missed you, Raven. Yeah. I'm having issues with remembering to turn on my volume. my mic. Anyways, Raven, do you want to do the background or do we want to just do the car and call it done? We could do like a bit plain background. Okay, so a little bit about the app. You can change the opacity so you can see better where you've traced and it, yeah. The app works by overlaying a digital image over your drawing surface through your phone or tablet. So you have to look through your phone or tablet, or you can stream it to a TV like I do. And you can use it kind of like a magnifying glass. And then we can zoom in to find details, zoom out to see it as whole. The move button, you can place it any place, like you can enlarge it, shrink it, move it around, and just play with the layout before you even start. For the tools, I'm going to go through some of my favorite tools, although there's a bunch. So the record button will give you a time-lapse video, which is really good if you are posting it online. Breakdown mode, I love to use for, graphite or like black and white pieces, or even watercolor too, for layering. So essentially what this does, just give me a second. I have to look up at my phone. Maybe having me sit up higher might help. Okay. So it gives you step-by-step stencils. So you just shade in the areas one section at a time, or you can even set it up for layers, and you just get this. This is actually dark to light. You can see the different shades that they want you to do of the number of bottoms with the squares. You can turn that off. So you can do light to dark. So you start off with a light shade, and then as the areas are getting smaller, you get darker and darker as you go, and they have the shades that you should be getting to for these areas on the bottom with the numbers. So I like that for monochrome or black and white drawings. Filters are fun, but I'm not going to get into that. Grid can be useful for some things, like if you want to square things up, if you're using like classic mode, you can square things up that way so that it's not warped. The AR mode already automatically adjusts to the angle, so you don't really need that for that. Or you can use it for just doing the grid method as well if you don't want to trace. Strobe is one that I'm going to be using a lot of. I turn up the opacity to the fullest, and then it goes back and forth between my drawing and my reference photo, which allows me to see the difference, and then I change the differences as I go, if I can change it. There's a few things that I won't be able to change because of the medium we're using, but yeah. AR, if you go into AR, you can add an anchor, which is the anchors, or delete anchors if you, whatever. It'll give you step-by-step on how to make a new anchor. Lock focus is what I do if the drawing surface is blurred. I just click on that a couple of times, and it will automatically adjust to the drawing surface, so it's nice and clear for you. And just so you know, although you don't need this, I am using polychrome Faber-Castell pencils. You don't have to have an expensive art pencil set to draw. You can get really nice vibrant colors with Crayola pencils. So, but what I do recommend is once you get your own pencil set, do a swatching test and have the number and name of the pencil with it, so that you can compare the colors to your reference photo. To be able to compare your reference photo accurately, although I just realized you could possibly just go like this and just look at the page as it's changing back and forth, or even just turn this off. Sorry, I'm finding out new ways to deal with stuff. That'd actually be really... If you had them individually, you might be able to pick the color that way, straight from the app. I'm going to test that out. Sorry, sometimes the creativeness in me is just finding out new ways to do things. Anyways, you have the swatches. You can put the drawing in, the reference photo in a photo editing app. So you can use it to pick colors in certain sections, and you can better choose the colors you need. Or you can just print off the reference photo and you can look at it that way too. Or there's other apps that will automatically choose the colors for you. Colored pencil picker is something that I have used, but yeah, there's many different ways to be able to do it. Thing that you should know about picking colors is you're first picking the base color, and then you kind of mix it with doing layers of other colors. So if you don't have the exact color, just learn how to see undertones, and it takes practice. So yeah. So let's get started. Okay, another thing is I'm using Bristol board paper for this because it's nice and thick. I find that the thick and smooth paper works best for colored pencil. I'm just going to zoom into the tire, and that's what we're going to work on today. We'll start off today is finishing up the tire here. You know what? There's a section here that needs to be darker where the yellow orange is supposed to be. I'm not going to be giving you exact names of colors because each pencil set is going to be slightly different. Well, why is it not wanting to? There we go. For some reason, it just didn't want to read the anchor for a second. Okay. I'm just gonna shade that in. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure in it because I already know that this is the color that we want. And it's such a small space. I don't really want to go through all that layering that I did for the other stuff. And then there's like a little tiny piece of metal that's sticking out. So I'm doing a light blue. And a black underneath that. And then I'm doing underneath the car, just behind the tire, I'm gonna just fill that in black. I'm gonna do circular motions. Well, first I'm shaping it out, and then I'm doing circular motions to fill it in. I'm going to do the same to the other side, just mapping out those really dark black sections. And then I'm going to do circular motions to fill that in. And then, since I got that all dark, I think I'm gonna take my blending pencil. I just don't know where it is at the moment. I think it might be in here. Let's see. Where did I put my blending pencil? It's not in my pencil case. I guess we're gonna get a new one. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a new one. So the blending pencil I'm using is actually Prismacolor. It's the only blending pencil I could find. Faber-Castell, if you have a blending pencil or a blending marker, please let me know. Need to clean out that pencil sharpener here. Okay, so I'm going to use that doing circular motions and pressing right into the paper to fill in all those little tiny white specks that are just from the texture of the paper. Make it nice and solid. I'm just going to sharpen up the edges with the black pencil. There's many different methods of blending. Some is just how you layer it, and it's just layer on top of layer on top of layer. So it's not, it's the best way I can describe it is just something I learned when I was in band class, which didn't last very long because I can't read notes, is that let me see. Now I can't think about how to describe it that way. Oh my goodness. It's just, I don't know. Sorry. I had a thought on how to describe it, and then I totally blanked on how to describe it. But other blending techniques besides just layering and layering and layering is you can use a blending pencil, a blending marker, which is like an alcoholic base marker that is clear, and it kind of gives it like a watercolor or marker effect. You can use more pencils to kind of blend it. So for example, like using white to blend will help with that, especially if you're doing the layer process. Or a light color that's the closest to the area that you're doing. Or just like rubbing alcohol on, like I've used hand sanitizer with a Q-tip. Like there's ways that you can blend. And also there are different like liquids you can buy for your blending. It's you have to do your research on it because different pencil sets may have different types of material in it. Like this is, I think it's an oil-based, if I'm correct. The Faber-Castell polychromes, I think they're oil-based, and Prismacolor is wax-based. So depending on what it's made of, then you have to look up to see what type of liquid you need to use to blend. I'm going to sharpen up that edge where the tire meets the body of the car. I'm just doing a nice dark line. One thing about like the solution method is that, so that would be including the markers and hand sanitizer with the Q-tip, you can actually layer more colors afterwards. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on it, but not a lot. Circular motions. I'm just trying to do like a gradual change in pressure as I'm going to the lighter areas. It's kind of make the effect of blending. So as an artist, I have learned that there is no ending to learning about art. Even if you are a highly skilled professional with a certain medium, there's always something new to learn, for new techniques, and just an endless amount of information out there. Now with that, I have recently learned that Faber-Castell pencils are erasable for the most part. So I'm going to show you, just to show you what I mean about that. So I got a Mono Zero eraser, and I'm going to go in the black just to show you. And you just rub that off with the eraser. See how that comes off? Not all the way, but it comes off pretty good. It's great for like doing some highlights. I don't know if you can see that. Here, let's go into here so you can see it there. Okay, I'll use a bigger eraser. You see that? Not all pencil crayons can do that. Do you see that difference from doing that? Okay, I need my horsehair brush. This is to help prevent any smudging, because these kind of pencils do actually smudge a little bit, but not a lot. Just want to prevent any of that happening. So let's build that back up since we erased it. Now, it best works with the erasing when you haven't finished it with pressing hard on the page. When it's just lightly drawn on there, it works the best. So, just so you know. I think it's called varnishing when you start putting a lot of pressure on it. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a really simple background, and that would be a blue, turquoise blue for the background. I couldn't say that for a second there. I don't even know if I said it right at all. Just take a look. I'm gonna use like a sky blue to fill in, put some more layers on top of this highlight of the tire. And just keep building it up. I'm actually mostly focused on the reference photo on my phone than I am on the Vinci Eye App at this point. Taking that blending pencil, and I'm going to start putting quite a bit of pressure using circular motions just to fill in those white areas and making it nice and solid. So you could teach us how you make those beautiful tables that you are working on. I ran out of the paint I need for the table, but I am going to be doing an actual tutorial with that big table. I am in the process of filming it, and then I'll be handing it over to some more different team members to edit it, and then I'll add actual instructions. And I don't have any more glass tables to do that, but I can teach you how to make a small one on a live video if you'd like. But the tutorial will be coming up sometime. I just don't know when. That size of a table though was really, like, I had to really think about how I was going to do that, because tracing at that size with the Vinci Eye App was definitely a challenge. If I had the space, which I don't, I probably should have used the mural maker. But luckily it was symmetrical, that I could actually just rotate the table when I was tracing and just realign it with using the classic mode. Awesome. So Charity, I think that I would like for you to please help me draw hair. Hair, yeah, sure, I can help you with that. We can do a tutorial on that next. just all the different types of hair. Like not a tutorial, but like a live video, just that. And believe it or not, we're not focusing, when you do hair, you don't focus on the individual strands. You don't do a strand from like the top of the head all the way down. Like it's not a continuous thing because like hair overlaps each other and stuff. But you mostly need to focus on the shapes that the hair is in that are created by highlights and shadows. So that's just my little verbal tip for you. We're going to do the back windshield. So I kind of everyone looks like they have dreadlocks. Did you say dreads? Yes. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I read that right. When I was starting, my issue was everyone looked like they had stringy, thread hair, like very little hair too because of that. I just did a light blue, and now I'm going to go in with a gray to get some of those shadows. And this is just like the silver edging of that window. I'm getting to the point where I just want to rush through this and be finished. So I'm not paying too much attention to all the little details at this point. Another tool I like to use when using pencil is a electric eraser. So it just spins really fast. It kind of sounds like a drill. So yeah, sorry for that thought of the dentist. And I'm just going to touch some areas to get some of the highlights. And then very pale blue, I'm going to just trace the window first and then fill in the very pale blue. You know what? I know this is kind of just jumping around and stuff, but I want to clean out that red mark, the red background, if I can, and change that to a aqua blue or teal or something. If I can. I don't know if I can. I might have permanently made that red. No, let's see if I can. I don't know. It's because I already varnished it. Let me see. I'm gonna try to overlap it. Sorry, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try to overlap it to see if I can cover it, but I doubt it. that's not too bad. Yeah, because I want the background to be this color. I'm just keeping track of it. This turquoise. That way it just makes sense for the background we're gonna do. If that didn't work for you, if you choose a different color than me, then put black over it or gray. That would help. Okay, I'm gonna do a mid blue for some of the shadows or the darker highlights. It's not quite shadow, but it is a highlight. And then I'm going to do a dark blue. Let me see. What is the anchor not wanting to be my friend today? Was it the hair? The hair conversation or the thing I was talking about when I started doing hair that made you feel better? Because I totally missed when you said that. You know what? I have one of my very first portraits still. And I should post it on the Facebook group so I could show you. Or maybe I could just send you a personal message since we're friends. I think you'll get a kick out of it. I think you would. I'm using a light blue, trying to preserve the white highlights for the tailgate. Light pressure circular motions for this. Let me see. Is there any spots that I've missed? Is it just it? I bet that I would do better at drawing if I use the strobe more than I do. What do you think? I do think it will help you be able to see the little differences so that you can adjust them as needed. There's other methods to do a very similar thing, so you can train yourself a little bit more with freehand stuff, or a grid method. But before Da Vinci Eye, and this helped me just as much, I think, at least I believe. So I'd have the drawing up, right? And I'd step back and I'd have my printed reference photo in front of it and just have it so they're roughly about the same size, and then just like lower it and then lift it up and lower it and just kind of try to find all those little details. So this is pretty much just that. And I do believe that it will help. It will definitely help with being able to train your eye. So you don't need to draw as much on the app as I do, but eventually you can learn how to do freehand. I'm just trying to get all those little details, or at least get the shape down. Now I'm going to use a medium blue for just those slightly darker areas, circular motions and light pressure. So since you weren't around, I will tell you some updates about my pets. I had to say goodbye to the cat. My husband's allergies were just way too much for him. So we did find him a home. And we had a bird fly away and never come back. So my son's not doing too well about that, so and because I don't have a printer that works, I don't usually have the reference photo to use. I need to have that reference photo. Like, these are, I'm just giving out suggestions on what you can do to help help your process, but you can take whatever knowledge you find, use it, not use it. Yeah, like, do what works for you and what you have. And I'm using a gray, and I'm going to start getting all those little details now. Some darker, much darker areas, but not quite black. My kitty was old, and he just never came back home a couple of weeks ago. Aww. I could use one of my devices for holding the reference picture right. Yes. I know that some people don't have a ton of devices to use for having like the reference photo as well as using the app at the same time. So that's why I was like, you could also print it off, because there's many different ways to do the same thing. Okay, now I'm going to go in with black. And I'm putting quite a bit of pressure at this point in some selected areas. I still want to get a pencil sharpener like what you have, nice sharp pencils. So also nice to use. Yeah, do you want me to show you that one again, like what it is? You want to go straight to the website, like the actual website of the people who makes these. So this is the pencil sharpener I have. Can you see? So this is what I have. I can give you a link to it if you want. But I find that when it comes to buying supplies for art or whatever, it is best to go straight to the company's website, not through an art store, because it's most of the time more affordable to do it that way. But sometimes convenience outweighs the price, so just wanted to let you know. I'm just doing some circular motions, just really blending it in, kind of following the lines of the objects. Some objects don't really have very, like down here is definitely a line, so you want to blend side to side to follow it, but some of it's not. You can just do circular motions. Okay. I just want to take a quick look at the drawing as a whole. Just compare a few things, like the colors between the front and the back bumper. Are they very much noticeably different in the picture, or are they about the same? Because if it's about the same, you want to try to match the other side to make it, you know, make it cohesive is what I think the word would be. I'm going to use a darker blue just to kind of blend in that gray with that medium blue. And I think that's pretty much, well, maybe I should do a black outline at the bottom. Just kind of match the front here. And it is there when I look at the picture. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna use I kind of want to use teal or aqua, whatever, for like whatever color it's called, for the background. Now I'm gonna get a blank piece of paper here so I don't smudge. I'm seeing things that I want to change when I'm looking at it as a whole. So I want to darken up this tire here. Okay, now let's get into the background, which we're not going to be going off the reference because I don't want to have to go through more. This has been way too long working on this. We can actually take away the app, but I'll have it on. So, yeah. Let's see. Why is the anchor not wanting to be... Not that I need it, I'm just curious on why it's doing like this. Okay, so light pressure and circular motions, and you, like we're just gonna build up with layers to make it nice and solid. I'm not doing very tight circular motions. I'm not too worried about the sketchy marks that I'm creating, but yeah. We are going to be doing a lot of layers, so it's just going to blend in anyways. You won't see those individual pencil marks when we're done. And the reason why I want to do a colored background is that there was a little bit of like a goof up at the top here of the car, and I want to make sure that that gets covered up. Okay. Charity, we are going to work on something for Halloween. So is it okay for us to use the little drawings you posted on the group? Absolutely. Do you have an iOS device? Do you use an iOS device? Or do you use an Android? Yes, you use a iOS. So I'm going to show you, since we're already here anyways. I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Okay, we don't need this anymore, so I'm just going to exit out of this. Go to Home, and then you see the 3 purple lines on the top left. Click that, and then you should be able to search Profile, so the magnifying glass. And then you type in charitylowsart. CHARITY. You'll see mine pop up. So you just click on my profile, and then you go into inspirations, and there's a ton of drawings that are free for you to use. I don't care if you sell the crafts that you are making with these. Just don't claim them to be, well, yeah, don't sell that, like don't sell the stencils, but you can sell the projects you make with the stencils. So that's the only thing I ask is don't try to use some of my older stuff. But yeah, there's a ton of things you can use. And I'm continuing to add more. But yeah, so let's get back. I'm going to turn this, let's go back into the saved stuff. Okay. So yeah, there's still a whole bunch of Halloween things that I want to do for those stencils. So again, yeah, I don't mind you using them and posting them. This is still going to take a while to do, but it would have been a lot longer if I did the actual background. You know what, for that window, you can see through it, I'm going to add some white to it over top, see if I can brighten that up a bit. Okay. It's only been a half of the session today, but yeah, anyways, it is time to take a quick break. So stretch your legs, get yourself a cup of coffee or whatever, and get ready for a Q&A. If not, I will just blabber on about myself and things that are going on with that Vinci Eye App community. So yeah, see you in a bit. Always with the volume. Always with the volume. Raven, you should just, as I'm putting on that video of the cup, you should just be like, don't forget to turn on your mic just as you're watching that little clip there. It's twice today where I've done that. Oh my goodness. Anyways, now is a good time to ask your questions. You have my full attention. Also, I will give you a little bit of a rundown about what's going to be happening here soon. I am planning on doing a challenge giveaway on the Facebook, the Da Vinci Eye Facebook group. So please join. And that's going to be, I'll be posting a new challenge weekly, probably about 10 challenges. And you have to complete at least 5 to be entered into a draw in a chance to win a cash prize. I am so blessed that you do this for free for us, but just bet that you would make some money. I am watching this one lady working on soft pastels, and she has a Patreon page that is $5. She has like 2,000 people. I'm not too worried about that. I am paid for my time, which is wonderful. So you can thank Sam for being able to have this for free. So, yeah. But I have been wanting to try school. It's like a community / educational social platform. I just seen ads for it, but been thinking about doing that. Anyways, what I was saying is, so you only have to do 5 challenges out of 10, and then you can be entered into the draw. Anyways, what else? Maybe I can get monetized eventually with the live video if I get enough people. Also, I believe Super Chat's still on. So you can donate if you want. But I'm not asking for it. I'm more than good. It's all good. Say that again. So are you talking about the challenge, the giveaway challenge? Is that what you want me to say again? Sorry. It's hard to keep up with what you mean when I have a million things come out of my mouth at once. Okay. Sometime soon, I will be starting a giveaway challenge on the Facebook group. And what that entails is I'm going to be posting on a weekly basis some challenges, about 10 during the whole span of the Da Vinci Eye App thing. And all you have to do is complete 5 out of 10 of them, and you will be entered to draw a cash prize. So, yeah. And usually there's a little, like very little participation on it. So there's a high chance that you would win if you just do that. So I do this because the competitions are very, like, I do it to give beginner artists a chance to win something, because I feel like it just needs to balance out, especially when competitions is all about who does it the best, the prettiest work. I think I might be starting that in October, but I haven't had exact dates yet. Or I might actually post all the challenges in one And I don't know. Post it in one post, all the different challenges, and have you guys email all of the proof of you doing those challenges. So it'd be like images of those drawings that I asked you to do. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I got this job because I came across the app. I love the app. I asked for a job and here I am. So is it true you see all kinds of good, better artists than you have those art contests? Are you saying, like, do I see artists that are better than me? Is that what you're asking? I'm going to read it again, just make sure I didn't dyslexic read that. Okay. Is it true that you see all kinds of good, better artists when you have those art contests? No, better than me. The thing is, there are people who've been working on art for so long that because of that, they've developed really good skills. And yes, there was some really, really good pieces of artwork, even artwork that I find that were better than mine. So don't feel bad about it. Just if you dedicate your time, as much time as you can, you will catch up to them, or maybe even surpass them one day. And I say this because I have experience with my mother being a better artist than me, and right now I'm better than her, and she's been doing it for far longer than I have. I find that a lot of people don't post their artwork on Facebook as much as I'd like them to, like on the Facebook group, and then they just come out for the competitions. But yeah, I do think that they use the app. They just don't post as much as other people. So if that makes any sense. I still think it's fair for them to join. I want it to get to the point where there's quite a few people in there so that we can do categories like age groups or mediums or like, now I can't think of the word, but like different different subjects. There we go. So like landscapes and still lifes and portraits. Like I want to have it enough people to do that. So I really want to do that contest for beginners, but I don't have enough people who are in I don't have enough people joining that competition that the competition that I do. If we have more people, then I will definitely do stuff like that. But that's one of the reasons why I do the giveaways, is so that it evens out the playing field. So yeah, I try my best. I do. But if we only have like 5 people in the contest, then having different categories would mean everybody gets something. And yeah. You would probably win if you did the contest. I mean, the challenges, because there's not a lot of people who join that at this point. Like last time I only had like 2 people complete it, and I was prepared for 3 prizes, but I ended up just doing 2. So yeah. Anyways, let's get back to filling in the background, the very boring stuff. Well, I don't need that. Just give me a second. So just light pressure, circular motions, and we'll do a few layers of this. I remember that one I didn't think I could win. You know what I should do to help oh man, if you finish 5 of the 10 challenges and then do another 5 of the challenges to do complete one, then you put your name in twice. I could do that. What do you think about that? Or should I just leave it as just 5 challenges? Everybody gets one name in. So that blue is complementing to yellow, right? So I like the turquoise blue because it's close enough to being complementary. I like to have it kind of like slightly off. There is quite a bit of orange in the car, so that blue works pretty good for complementary. But I don't know if I like the purple. I don't think I like the purple. I don't know. When I see purple and yellow together, I think of like Barney, the dinosaur. Yellow and purple. Yeah. Do you know Barney? You remember that? I remember that. The colors that I like with purple is green. So those would be the colors I would choose together. I don't know. I just like it when it's just slightly off. Like I'll kind of draw it out. So there's a name for it and I can't remember the name for it. But let's take the different colors here. Blue. And purple. Red. Orange. Yellow. And green. So like, I don't know why, like I kind of, do you use that drawing of, wait, did you see that drawing of Will Nelson? I did. I love it. No hair and no eyes, lol. I think I did. I do try to go on the Facebook group and look at everybody's stuff and but at this moment I can't remember it. So okay, so yellow and green together, I think Christmas. And that to me is like, do I really want Christmas colors? I don't know why. So I would like to use, I usually like to use green and purple together, or green and orange, but not so much that. I don't know why I like green and purple. And then blue and orange. I don't know. It just, I don't know why. It just doesn't look good to me. I don't know why it doesn't look good to me. So I like to do blue and yellow. And then when it comes to purple and yellow, sometimes, well, I just don't like orange. I don't know. I like these two colors together. So it's just like slightly off in one direction. I just find that they look better. So like blue and yellow, and orange and green. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to you. I just don't like complementary colors. I like them slightly one side. I don't know how to describe it to you. Okay, so you know primary colors, you know secondary colors. Primary colors being red, blue, and yellow. Secondary colors being purple, green, and orange. But have you heard of tertiary colors? It's when you take a primary and a secondary color and mix those together half and half. So it'd be like blue, orange, blue, purple, red, purple, orange, red, orange, yellow. Yellow, green. Yeah, yellow, green is one too. Those are the very basic descriptions of colors. Especially when it comes to just like the very vibrant colors. So like yellow green would be more of like a lime green. Would be a name that some pencils would call a lime green. Okay, I'm gonna go over it again. A little bit more pressure this time. Still circular motions. I'm also not gonna, well, I might do a different type of blending for the background. I'll show you a cheap alternative way of blending. Knowing cold and warm colors are, and identifying, warm and cold colors and identify are, density, yes, density are important, I think. Yes, those are important things to know too. You can have like a whole long lesson about just colors. Yeah. Did you know that colors will bounce off of other objects just from the light? So if you're wearing a pink shirt and it's really bright, the pink will like bounce off onto your face. It's really cool. It's really cool how light works and colors in real life. Yes, isn't that cool? I think it's cool. I think we're gonna do 3 layers of this turquoise. And then I will show you something interesting that happens when you use hand sanitizer and a Q-tip. Trying to do circular motions or oval motions. Doing my best. I'm just rushing through it. I am sorry. I'm just really done with this piece of artwork. I've been playing around with the soft pastels, and I make a mess when with them when them looks like something Gracie would do, LOL. I love soft pastels. It's been a long time since I've really dove into them. Like, it was my go-to medium in high school when I was taking art class. But it definitely is really easy to muck it up because it's just so easy to blend, gets everywhere. So it is a challenging medium for sure. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil. Another method for shading is just go one way with the pencil and then go another way for like darker sections, like cross hatching. You can do that with pencils, not just pens. I just prefer circular motions. We're gonna do a 3rd layer here pretty quick. Should I do a different shade of blue for the 3rd layer, or should I just continue with this one? I like how the background is making a great difference. A different shade. I'm gonna go with something just slightly lighter still the blue. And I'm putting quite a bit of pressure at this point. So next week we can do a study of hair. Now I have another question for you. Do you want me to do a study of hair in graphite or pencil, or is there something else that you want me to do it in? Because there are going to be differences in techniques with those different mediums. I'm slowly getting lighter as I get over to the other side, so I'm going to just put some more color on this side. Just trying to make it even all the way through. So, okay, I really like using drawing pencils, and I think once I do that, there is like, there I like it, then I can do it with anything else, right? Okay, let me just summarize it because my dyslexic brain is just not working. So, you're asking if, like, you like to do pencils first, and then you want to know if that would translate into other mediums later on. Is that what you're asking? Okay, so yes, it will give you a foundation on how to do things with other mediums for sure. There is just some things that are very minor that are different for different mediums. Because like some mediums allow you to go over areas with a lighter color, when others you start off light and get darker and you have to preserve the light areas because it's impossible to overlay it. So, but the general idea of like how the shapes and texture works is about the same regardless. Does that answer your question? So we're going to do it in graphite pencil next week. Because I find graphite pencil, personally, is probably the easiest to start off with. Okay. That is a plan. So it's very, very scribbly, and we're going to try something to help reduce the scribbly look. It'll only partly work, but not all the way. So let's do something fun. Oh, it looks so good anyways, regardless. Okay, what do I need? Where are my thingies? Okay, I need to find stuff because I didn't think this far ahead. Where are... I'm looking around. Where is the hand sanitizer? Did my child steal it and run away with it? That would be good. Oh, there it is. It's like right behind me. Me. I got a little container here and I'm going to fill it up with some hand sanitizer. It's going to smell. And grab some Q-tips. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see. I'm going to take off the auto director. So we're going to take our Q-tip and we're going to dip it in this hand sanitizer. Would it be cool to ask you about having classes? Would it be cool to ask you about having classes about using colors? Yes, I could do that too. Anyways, back to this. So I got a little bit of hand sanitizer on the tip of my Q-tip, and I'm just lightly rubbing it on the drawing, on the background. Do you see the difference there? How it kind of softens up the pencils and fills in those little white areas that are just there because of the texture of the paper. This only really works well with like big areas. You can't do this to like fine details. But after this though, you let it dry. You can add colors on top of it. You can even somewhat lighten it up. You don't want to put too much rubbing alcohol or the hand sanitizer on. This is essentially what those blending markers do. The ones that are meant for blending colored pencil. You can also use a paintbrush. Let's see, I got a bunch of paintbrushes here too. So let's take a soft bristle brush. You don't want to have a lot of it on there either. It's a very little bit amount of hand sanitizer. And then just use the brush. It's got the same effect. And you just want to put light pressure on it. So let's see, can you see the difference between that section and this section here? Can you see it? Yes, it is awesome. In that soft pastel group, they used alcohol like that. Okay, I'm gonna zoom back out. So I'm just playing around with the cameras. Okay, now we can get back. I'm gonna go back with the Q-tip. I don't know why I prefer the Q-tip, but I'm really hoping if I don't get this done in time, because we have like 15 minutes left, I'm gonna just do this off camera because there's nothing more to show you after this. Just to sign the front, usually the bottom right hand side, but other artists have signed within their pieces of artwork. So like for example, Van Gogh would often put his signature on a vase, which is right in the center, which is actually really smart to do that because you can't crop the image to the point where you can't see the signature anymore and have somebody steal your art piece, like your intellectual property. What I like to do is I like to take pen or permanent marker, sign the front, top, bottom right hand side, and then I flip it over and I date, and I date it to when it was finished, and then like this is right in the center, and then I print my name and then I sign my name again. So this way, if they have a hold of my original piece of artwork, they can't crop that out on the back, so therefore they can't get rid of my signature. I don't know if I told you this, but a long, long time ago in the year of 2019, I started doing commission portraits. And there's this one guy who was from the other side of the country, the country of Canada. She's from Quebec. I'm from Alberta. And he had me do 20 pieces of artwork for him. He said he was ordering them on behalf of other people. But the reality was he was removing my signature from the front, replacing it with his, and selling it. So that's why I do permanent marker and also sign the back. I was really tempted to go and take this to court, but I was, at that time, I already been through the court system for other things, and it just takes forever, and I'm not willing to go through that process again. Just light pressure and just a little bit of hand sanitizer. This is going to kind of buckle the paper a little bit if you use too much. Just letting you know. But since it's taped down, I'm not too worried about it. It'll be flat enough. I think I'm going to need to use the other side of the Q-tip here right away. The only thing that I find about that person who is stealing my artwork that actually wasn't a terrible thing in my eyes. Like, it's terrible to do it. Like, hands down, it's terrible to do it. But I felt very flattered because if you're good enough for somebody to want to steal your artwork, I think you're really good. Like, does that make any sense? Like, if you're good enough to, like, if you're, I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying to think on how to explain it, but I can't. Copycats are, copying is the best flattery. I don't know if that's exactly how they say it, but doesn't make it right though. Absolutely does not make it right. We are almost done. Can you hear my daughter in the background? The sized paper I'm using. So I took a 11 by 14 inch piece of paper. I did some math and figured out how much I need to cut off of it. So this is 11 long, and I don't know exactly the width. 11 by 6.5. Or no, it's supposed to be 11. I don't know. I can't remember how I cut it. Sometimes I don't trust rulers because some rulers are liars. Sorry, that sounds like some rulers are liars sounds like just political like stuff in general. I'm sorry, I'm just taking it into a different context. See, I'm in the position of my house where I'm in the middle of everything. So you get to hear everything that happens in this house if it's loud enough. Should I do the same to the car? Or should I just leave it? I think I'm gonna leave it. We don't have a lot of time anyways. I'm gonna start packing things up. I need to reorganize my pencils. I took out my pencils today and then I dropped them all on the floor and I was very upset with myself. Okay. So for framing, I'm going to order a frame that's slightly bigger than this. And it's also going to be fairly bigger when it comes to like adding more to the top and the bottom. But I'm also going to order a custom matting to go with it so that it's nice and centered and it's got like a nice border around it and it's not just floating in the frame. I'm just taking off the tape and I'm going to sign it, show you how I do it, and we can just hang out for a minute or two. I can show you my table, the tabletop. It's not set up as a table right now. It's just, yeah, for that stained glass painting. I was wanting to get it done today once I was done the live, but because it's an American product, it's being held hostage at the airport. So, yeah, gotta love life right now. Okay, I like to use a Sharpie pen. Actually, first let's do the front. Just the bottom. Do the bottom right. And my signature is actually the same signature I used when I was a healthcare aide, which makes it super messy. So what is the date today? I want to say 19th. Yeah. So date September 19th, 2025 by Charity Low and then signature again. And other things I like to do, especially when I'm doing it for commissions. I've been actually just starting to do this. It hasn't been for the beginning of time. I like to make a certificate of authenticity. And this one, I found a template online that I was able to adjust. So it has my logo and everything on it. So it's just the title of the work, artist's name, mediums and materials, dimensions, date of creation, artist signature, and then date again. And then I just have it on the back, just behind the piece of artwork in a frame. Also, for like a little personal touch, I like to make a little letter that I just tape on the back of the frame that they can either read. It's usually a thank you letter or just the reason why I made the art piece if it's not for anybody in particular. And yeah, just something a little fun. But I'll do that later. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly show you the tabletop. This thing's heavy. I gotta put this back on my table, but it's heavy. I'll show you by holding it first. It's huge. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but I still have to do the butterflies, and I ran out of that color I wanted to use on it. I have a smaller one that is on my front porch, so this is gonna be its big sister once it's done. Oh, my cameras are gonna die because I forgot to plug them in. Well, it's almost the end anyways. Okay. Nope. Oh, what's happening? Oh no, it's just because I paused it. Okay, I won't be able to put this on the table right now because I have so much stuff that needs to be removed, including the camera. But anyways, you guys have a good day. I will be doing hair, like tutorials. We'll go through how to draw hair next time with graphite. So just practicing. And I will see you next week. You guys have a wonderful time away. So, thank you so much.